Today, we're going to be looking at the Tyler, the Creator Iceberg. From his edgy origins in albums like Goblin to his sprawling arrangements in albums like Flower Boy, there's no wonder why Tyler, the Creator is one of the most influential artists of the modern day. I made this iceberg by merging 3 other icebergs I found on Reddit, and without further ado, let's go. Igor is referring to Tyler, the Creator's 5th studio album under the name Igor. The album would be a concept album about a love triangle and would reach new heights Tyler, the Creator had never seen. Cherry Bomb is Tyler's 3rd studio album and his most decisive to date, using blaring instrumentation to soft and soulful R&B. Goblin is Tyler's 1st studio album and best known for its interesting lyrics, best portrayed by the single Yonkers. Wolf is Tyler's 2nd studio album, and a fan favourite, my personal favourite. This would be where the soulful sound he's known for nowadays would really shine through. Apologies if I mispronounce her name. Regine, I don't know, is Tyler's girlfriend at the moment. Call Me If You Get Lost is Tyler's most recent album at the current day. The album comes across as almost like a victory lap after his 2 most critically acclaimed records. Flower Boy is Tyler's 4th album and would be the album where he comes out as bisexual. The album would also fully indulge in the sound that we know Tyler for now. If Wolf was him dipping his toes in, then Flower Boy was the full plunge. Odd Future Tape Volume 2 is referring to an album that was released by the rap group Odd Future that Tyler had a huge participation in, which actually leads us to Odd Future Wolfgang Kill Them All is a rap collective that was started by Tyler, the Creator. Him and many other people have gotten his boost from this rap group. Just to mention a few: Earl Sweatshirt, Frank Ocean, and Sid from the Internet. Golfwang and Golf LaFleur, better known as just Golf, is Tyler, the Creator's clothing company that he owns. They go as far from accessories to shirts. 10th track basically means how on every single record, except for Goblin, has more than one song in each track. Bastard has VCR/Wheels. Wolf has Parties and Over/Campfire/Bimmer. Cherry Bomb has Fucking Young/Perfect. Flower Boy has 911/Mr. Lonely Boy. Igor has Gone/Thank You. And Call Me If You Get Lost has Sweet/I Thought You Wanted to Dance. Tyler's dad was absent for pretty much all of Tyler's life, and Tyler still doesn't know who he is. Tyler's dad is the focus of many of Tyler's lyrics, especially in the older albums. Camp Flog Gnaw is a music festival that is held in Los Angeles. It's hosted by Tyler, the Creator, and had some big names perform there like Drake, Kid Cudi, and Juice WRLD. But it's not just a music festival, with a lot of merch and other fun activities to do. Felicia the Goat is Tyler, the Creator's current Instagram handle, which leads us to @ScumfuckFlowerBoy, from what I believe is another one of his Instagram accounts. Grammys is referring to how Tyler, the Creator, has been nominated for 4 Grammys. In 2018, he was nominated for Best Rap Album with Flower Boy. He would lose to Damn by Kendrick Lamar. In 2020, he would win Best Rap Album with Igor. In 2022, he'd be nominated for Best Melodic Rap Performance with What's Your Name, where he would lose to Kanye West's Hurricane, and he would win Best Rap Album with Call Me If You Get Lost. I believe Tyler has come out as queer, although in some cases it says he's gay, and in others it says he's trans. So I do not know. Judging from the fact he has a girlfriend and he said that he's gay, I'm just gonna go with trans. So in about 2017, on his album Flower Boy, he would drop 2 hints to his sexuality and many others, but the main ones were in the song I Ain't Got Time, where he said, "I've been kissing white boys since 2004, and in the song Garden Shed, which is entirely about a metaphor as his garden shed being where he hides, where he's scared to come out. What's Your Name is the 4th track of Tyler, the Creator's 6th studio album, Call Me If You Get Lost. The song is about falling madly in love with someone you just met and then finding out they're taken. If there's a bigger picture to this and I'm just missing it completely, could you guys please tell me in the comments? The Grinch EP was a collection of songs that Tyler made while working on the 2018 animated Grinch movie. The songs are pretty PC and very different from what Tyler would usually make, but he did work on the soundtrack for the actual movie. Wolf Movie is referring to how on the 10th of September 2013, a video was uploaded to the Odd Future YouTube channel simply called Wolf, Official Movie Trailer. The trailer showed Tyler as almost like a mob boss as he struggles to light a cigarette before allowing people to kill another version of him. The screen would then fade to black, simply showing coming 201_. The movie was theorized to be about the Wolf timeline, which is something that we'll cover later down the Iceberg. Anyways, people actually theorized that this was going to be a thing, and they never came out. But a tweet made by Tyler much later down the line said that it was just a promotional video to draw attention to the new album. The Wolf Movie is the first of many of Tyler's cancelled or undone projects. Physical copies is basically referring to the abundance of Tyler the Creator CDs, cassettes, and vinyls. I have pretty much all the CDs, and a lot of the vinyls can get very expensive. You get the basic ones like Flower Boy and Eagle, and then you get the Wolf one that I've seen go up for $1,000. If you, a friend, or anyone you know collects vinyls or CDs or anything, to be honest, they'll probably have something of Tyler the Creator in there. Like when your dad gets home from, I don't know, work or something, just ask him if he has Cherry Bomb on cassette. Multi-talented is referring to the latitude of things that Tyler the Creator is good at. Music-wise, he can play drums and piano and has sparse instrumentation along all of his albums. Outside of music, he has run a TV show, which we're going to be talking about later, and as we have already stated, he is a fashion designer. Yonkers' alternate version is referring to a version of the song Yonkers that has an extended piano intro with harps and sounding a lot more soulful than the usual intro. This is ending layer 1 as we move on to layer 2. Bastard was Tyler's first and only album before signing to a record label. The album doesn't have many hits and he doesn't really perform any of the songs, but it does have a couple of notable tracks like French in the title track. The album is very similar to Bastard in a lyric meaning, but apart from that, fans just see it as a fine release. Wolf Haley is one of Tyler's multiple alter egos and was a name he went over for a very short amount of time. The alter egos are in the Wolf trilogy. And I know what I'm saying, Wolf trilogy this, Wolf trilogy that, so let's get into it. This fabled story has been told many different ways, from in chronological order and out of chronological order, but the order I'm going in is from Bastard to Wolf to Goblin. The Wolf Trilogy is a story strung between Tyler's first 3 albums. The story starts with Bastard. The album begins with Bastard, where Tyler has been taken to therapy. Dr. TC is his therapist, and Tyler basically explains everything that he's done through the songs. At the end of Bastard, Dr. TC basically takes him to Camp Flognor, which is where Wolf is set. But the album kind of takes on a story of its own, between a love triangle between the characters Wolf, Haley, and Sam. Wolf is still important in the storyline, as it basically shows Tyler making friends and getting a breather. At the end of Wolf, Tyler gets caught, having fun. And the final track of Wolf, Lone, kind of explains how he would kill himself and people around him, linking us to Goblin, where Dr. TC has put him in an insane asylum. In the album, a lot of his friends come to visit, but a character called Troncat basically makes him kill all of his friends / alter egos. Anyways, the big reveal at the end is that Dr. TC is Tyler. If you see it, TC, Tyler's conscience. Anyways, that's basically the Wolf Trilogy in a nutshell. GTA is referring to how Tyler the Creator's song Garbage made it onto the GTA 5 soundtrack. You can hear it on the radio sometimes when you play. Tyler the Creator has had a latitude of beefs with many different artists, people, and brands. I'll just name a couple off the top of my head. Eminem, DJ Khaled, Chris Brown, some of the ASAP Mob, 2 Dope Boy, King Corn, and Mountain Dew. And I'm sure there are many more. Steak Sauce and Burger are the 2 bonus tracks from Goblin's Deluxe Edition. They're both just on the normal version of Goblin on Spotify though. Cherry Bomb Documentary is referring to the documentary that was made for the making of the album Cherry Bomb. The documentary would show the curating of the album, including some demos and songs before they were out. It also shows some clips from the tour and also overall just the lifestyle of Tyler around that time. Ace, or the full name Ace the Creator, It was Tyler's first name before he would go under the moniker Tyler the Creator. Ace the Creator has a lot of albums that we're going to be talking about later down this layer, but yeah, basically it's Tyler's old name. Christian Clancy is Tyler the Creator's manager. He's referenced in a lot of Tyler's work. Pharrell influence is referring to how Tyler the Creator has stated on multiple accounts that Pharrell Williams is his number one kind of influence. You can tell by listening to a lot of his work, and it's very apparent. I'm sure somebody's already said this, but at the beginning of Cowboy and French, they both had the 4-beat signature start that Pharrell has. Llama is the holy grail of Tyler the Creator lost songs. The song involves Earl's sweatshirt and him rapping over a beat. It was supposed to go in between the Bastard and Goblin era, but got put on hold because Earl's mum said no. This would spark a whole movement called Free Earl, which would be paired with a lot of other things, but that's coming up later. Basically, there was so many leaks, but eventually in 2022 we got the version leaked without Earl. Wangsap is the name of Tyler the Creator and A$AP Rocky when they work together. Yeah. Loiter Squad was an Adult Swim show that ran throughout 2012. The show would have all the members from Odd Future and would just be a bunch of comedy sketches. It seems pretty good.
I was caught sucking my dad's.
I was sucking my daddy when I was 7 years old.
Unreleased albums is referring to the plethora of unreleased projects that Tyler the Creator has done. If we're not counting collab albums, there was apparently a 2012 indie rock album that would have been interesting. Earl Wolf is the moniker that Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt go under when they perform. It's pretty cool. So I took the do not research into consideration and messaged the creator, and he said it was a video where Tyler whipped out his juicy nuts. Yeah. In an interview of Hip Hop DX, Tyler the Creator says, "I've never met the dude, I have no idea." So I guess fans thought this was Tyler being an atheist, but he doesn't have any religious views at the moment. Nah, right, two dope boys, Hype Trek and Hype Beast are all people that refuse to promote Odd Future. It is theorized that they refused to work with them because of the vulgar lyrics that Tyler was using around that time. But Tyler let them know what he thought about it very quick. Toilet Milk and another song called Ass Milk 2 were both recorded around 2010 and were supposed to be put on a lost album that we'll be talking about later. Both of the songs were lost due to Tyler's computer crashing. There's been a lot of it found in parts, but for now it remains as a lost media. There's a video on YouTube combining all the snippets with some I'm gonna say it again.
Interesting lyrics.
Overall, the song kind of sounds like a mix between Wolf and Goblin, with the instrumentals of Wolf and then a deep voice with lyrics like Goblin. Sarah's real name is referring to a song off Bastard called Sarah, where Tyler depicts falling hard for a girl before and eating her. Obviously, this was all fiction, and this was Tyler's way of letting out all of his sexual frustration. The song that this was based off of, who Sarah is a girl called Raquel or something, Tyler said. The name Sarah is almost like a metaphor. Scumfuck Flowerboy was the original name of Tyler the Creator's album Flowerboy. It is also the name that is pressed on CDs and vinyls. Scumfuck Flowerboy is mainly given to the names of the demos of the old songs that were reworked and the songs that never made it onto the project. So basically, the group buy tweets was a big convoluted mess that I couldn't really wrap my head around, so I asked the creator if he could help me, so this is what he said.
So Brandon sent snippets to someone who asked about the songs, and he said he'd sell them for like $3K-$4K each, which is obviously outrageous, and he knew nobody would actually buy them, for some MacBook drafts from 08-09, so Tyler heard about this, and a couple months later he made a tweet about Brandon selling songs, along with someone named Pacifist, who is a person who has a lot of unreleased Tyler who isn't selling anymore. Who Tyler Major is.
Scut was a song that was supposed to be on the same album as Toilet Milk. But there was something interesting that I found out while researching. On the Lost Media wiki, it isn't on the track list. Overall, the song's just a normal, edgy Tyler the Creator song. Different mixes for shows is basically referring to how during Tyler the Creator live sets, sometimes he might change around the instrumentals a little bit. They're usually nothing that drastic, maybe an extended intro or something in that vein. 2014 mugshot is basically referring to how on March 15th, 2014, while in Austin, Tyler the Creator would be arrested after insinuating an apparent riot at the SXSW Music Festival. Really, he was just encouraging the crowd to get pretty rowdy. He would be released very quickly on a $25,000 bond, but it would result in this mugshot and the overall goofiness of it. Summer Camp Mixes is basically referring to an album Tyler made under the name DJ Stank Daddy, which is something we'll be getting into later. It would basically just be an album of compilations of songs that Tyler had mixed. For instance, Too High by Stevie Wonder, That Girl by Pharrell and Snoop Dogg, and an early version of Awkward. Obviously not Awkward, but the rest of the songs were kind of fan-made mixes, I guess you could call them. While editing, I just discovered another thing on Discogs also called Summertime Mixes, so I guess you could call that. That has more demos and like alternate versions, but it's some alternate version demo fan-made mixing compilation, call it that. Vines is basically referring to the latitude of vines Tyler the Creator has around that time. There's a couple famous ones and ones that sounds have become infamous memes.
Oh no, I hope I don't fall. No.
Apple Music Presents is basically referring to an album that was an Apple Music exclusive, which was live versions of all the songs from Eagle. The album is unfortunately only available on Apple Music. Free Earl is referring to a movement that was sparked by Odd Future after Earl's sweatshirt was sent to a boarding camp in Colorado after his mum sent him there after finding out the lyrics from his mixtape Earl. The choice would piss off Odd Future members and fans, resulting in this movement called Free Earl. The saying was thrown around as a joke in the song Sandwiches by Tyler, but was eventually moved into a big meme. People actually started getting pissed after the aforementioned song Llama was cancelled by Earl's mom. When Earl got back, he was apparently very mad at Tyler and Odd Future for starting the whole movement. It is now a mere relic of Odd Future memorabilia. Tyler Hub was Tyler the Creator's original Discord server. The server has been shut down, but Tyler was aware of it, and apparently a lot of the stuff on it was weird. I was not a Tyler fan around the time of this server, so I did find this clip on Tyler speaking on it. I did rip this straight from TikTok, so bear with me, so it's going to be on like 24p.
So we're on Discord again.
Okay.
Right? So you got folks listening. You got folks
Kids are
watching
weird.
it.
On Discord, not Charles. It's a Tyler Discord.
What do you mean there's a Tyler
Like
Discord?
it's a fan one of mine, and them kids weird as bro.
What they be talking about on there?
Bro, you don't even want to know, bro. That is scary, dude.
You know, do you tune in? Like,
I do
what do
not.
you do?
I do not approve.
How did you find out about this?
Cause man, kids is weird.
Tyler hates Goblin is pretty self-explanatory. Tyler has set up multiple accounts that he hates Goblin and that it's a horrible album. The only songs he plays is Young Israeli, She, and for some reason in 2021 he played Tron Cat. Feel sorry for the kids that were there with their mums that had only heard to Call Me If You Get Lost. OddFutureTalk.com was a forums for Odd Future fans to talk about Odd Future related stuff. There was a lot of obscure Odd Future and Tyler the Creator based subjects on there, but it was recently shut down in 2022. Archives of the site are still available on the Wayback Machine if you really want to go have a look. Bound 1 is the name given to Kanye West's original version of his song Bound 2. Bound 1 was heavily worked on by Tyler, although this was kinda debunked as Hudson Mohawk did have more of an input than Tyler. Tyler is on the original version of Bound 2, obviously the one that we have out now, but not nearly as much as he did on Bound 2. Another thing I want to throw in here that I didn't put in the actual Iceberg is Bound 3 is the name sometimes given to Are We Still Friends because they share the same sample as Bound 2. This is basically referring to how Tyler the Creator is a big MF Doom fan. He has said on multiple occasions and there's been many photos of him with the big man. There's so many clips of him praising him and it's kind of cool. Excited for Hello Neighbor 2 is referring to a photo that was posted on his Snapchat story showing a picture of Hello Neighbor on pre-order saying that he can't wait in text. Okay. The Wolf documentary, similarly to the Cherry Bomb documentary, was a documentary on the creating of Wolf, the album. It shows demo, it's pretty much the Cherry Bomb one, but with Wolf. Adventure Time is a Cartoon Network fan favorite that ran throughout 2010 to 2018. And Tyler has stated on multiple accounts that it's one of his favorite cartoons, from saying that if he could be any cartoon character he'd be Finn, and making a bunch of tweets about Adventure Time. In the regular show episode Wrap It Up, Tyler the Creator will make an appearance, rap battling Pops. It's a pretty good appearance and kind of funny. The Dinosaur EP is a fan-made collection of songs that Tyler the Creator had released separately and are not on streaming services. The name of the EP comes from a song where Tyler just says Dinosaur EP coming soon, which never came out, so the fans gave it Dinosaur EP as the name. Odd October is a separate version of Odd Toddlers that was supposed to be on Bastard. The version was then replaced for Odd Toddlers after the whole Brandon Deshay thing. We'll be getting into the Brandon Deshay business around the last layer, so to make a small story short, they ain't happy with each other, so Tyler cancelled a lot of songs with him. Nilbog was an album that Tyler tweeted around the time when he broke his leg in 2011. It was in between the break of Wolf and Goblin, and was rumoured just to be separate versions of the Goblin recordings. Buffalo music video is referring to how in 2015 Tyler did do a music video for the track Buffalo. It was never really released, but it is available on YouTube. It follows a completely white guy kind of getting treated badly. Wolf 2010 was supposed to be Tyler's label debut, but the project was cancelled because of the vile lyrics, which is kind of scary judging from the lyrics from its replacement Goblin. If those were too vile, oh my god, it must have been awful. The project is kind of considered lost media, although a lot of the songs have been found in parts.
Dr. TC is one of Tyler's alter egos from the Wolf trilogy. You guys were there for it, so you guys know what I'm talking about. He plays the role as Tyler's therapist, although it's revealed that he is Tyler's conscience.
2011 mugshot is referring to the lesser-known mugshot of Tyler the Creator. This mugshot was taken after apparently he thrashed some stage equipment. The I Smell Panties EP would have been an album by Jasper and Tyler the Creator, although the project was cancelled. Vimeo is basically referring to how Tyler the Creator has an abundance of his live performances of like fans in the crowd recording his performances and putting them on Vimeo. Yeah, it's just kind of strange. Cult Shit was a free single that was released by the Ace the Creator era, I guess you could call it. The song was basically just Tyler rapping with a crappy mic over the Stepping Into Tomorrow Madler beat. It's pretty unique. Original version of Cowboy and Colossus is pretty self-explanatory. So basically, the new version of Colossus basically got rid of the intro, so you know when he's talking about the Winter Six Flags, that part. Basically, that one has more of a jazzy, funky beat than the almost ambient one in the original, and the Cowboy one has a extended segment before the chorus. Blogshead was Tyler's YouTube channel from about 15 years ago. They're mostly just skits. I mean, there is a video of him doing something with the song Hoe Cakes by MF Doom. But yeah, apart from that, it's just kind of funny skits.
Damn. Oh, and for the record, some girl gonna come up to me today and say, Jesus, Jesus this, Jesus that. Bitch, you never met Jesus, okay? You never met him. You don't know what the nigga breath smell like. You don't know if his babes is real. How you gonna tell me something he said when you ain't never...
Blogspot was basically referring to a blog page that he had on the Odd Future channel from 2007 to 2010. He basically just talk about random shit, you're not really missing out on much. Millen is referring to how in 2011 the second single for Goblin would drop called She. When the song would release, a video would have released alongside it, basically following Tyler stalking a girl. The person that plays the girl in this music video is called Millen. She was Tyler's girlfriend around the time that turned lesbian. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I couldn't find much information on this. Polymono, from what I can tell, was a name Tyler went under for not that long. There was only one song I could find, which was a beat by the name Flowers. Please correct me in the comments if there's anything else. Wolf Haley is another pseudonym that Tyler went under for a while, and even considered changing his name to. But this is basically just referring to how there is a SoundCloud account under the same name as Wolf Haley. It only has 3 songs: Fuck This Christmas, Let's Dance, and Dumb Hoes, with Fuck This Christmas featuring Elle Sweatshirt. Bossa Nova Project is referring to a tweet Tyler made where he said that he was working on an album called Bossa Nova in 2012 where he sung Spanish and fooled around with some guitars. He said that he might finish it in 20 years, which I'm eagerly awaiting, Tyler. Jazz album is basically referring to a video on YouTube compiling all the jazz-sounding songs by Tyler, like Tree Home 95, just for an example, and it's kind of just chill Tyler. Golf Media is referring to an Instagram account under the same name. It's kind of strange. He kind of just posts whatever he wants on there. I found him rapping over the R.I.P. instrumental from Playboi Carti. Yeah, it's just some random Instagram account where he can post whatever he wants. Zombie Circus was an album that was supposed to be made, but Tyler put it aside for Wolf 2010, and then came back to it with a lot of other songs and finished Zombie Circus. After that, he gave it to his record label, but then again, they said it was too dark, similarly to Wolf 2010, and then his computer crashed, and he lost more of the songs from Zombie Circus and Wolf 2010. Only 3 songs are available right now. Trash Talk is a metal band, and their song Blossom and Burn features Hodgie and Tyler. It's kind of interesting hearing Tyler rap over distorted guitars and drums instead of beats that he's usually known for. I know we already talked slightly about her, but basically Sarah is a character that Tyler made up to let out all his frustration on women and his sexual frustration into this song on Bastard called Sarah, where he basically raps about eating a woman. He would make a trilogy of these songs, which leads us to... Just a quick warning, this next part focuses on rap and cannibalism. So the first song in the trilogy is called Fuck Love, where Tyler falls in love with Sarah, basically. And the next part is called Sarah, the one on Bastard, where Tyler and eats this person. And then the third one, called Rotten Sarah, is basically just Tyler rapping about how she's rotting in his basement, presumably while he's with the police, because that's how Sarah ends. The one on Bastard. Yeah. Moving away from that, we get DJ Stank Daddy, which is Tyler's kind of joke producer tag. He throws it in a couple of his songs. For instance, Trash Wang, it's in the intro, it's his tag, and also was a name he went over for a very short time. Jasper is not a rapper, is basically referring to how he's an actor first, and has stated that. He's even in Jackass Forever, which I found quite interesting. Dorothy Tina is the Australian Love Island winner, and had a reference made on the song Yonkers. The line, Tina perm your fucking waving, is theorized to be about the ex-Love Island winner. At Your Own Risk was another album under the Ace the Creator name. The album was released on MySpace and was supposed to include the likes of Jay-Z, Prince, Pharrell, and MF Doom, just to name a few. Anyways, the album is partially found. Fucking Lame Original is referring to a song on the Odd Future tapes, which is something we'll be getting into later, and how on the original version it doesn't have the kids cheering in the background. So I'm an idiot. Remember that skirt thing I talked about a while ago? So yeah, skirt and Lucky Charms are the exact same thing. Orgasm was one of the first few Ace the Creator albums. The album would pretty much almost be all made out of instrumentals, or at least that's all we have at the moment. One of the 2 songs that wasn't instrumental only was actually Odd Toddlers, which would go on to Bastard, Jesus Christ. Stereotype is another Ace the Creator Lost Media MySpace release. The album was made after his mum and school counselor said that he wasn't going to make it. Anyways, the album is probably the earliest of the sound that we know Tyler for. I'm going to say it again, the jazzy sound. But out of all seriousness, this is where you can start to see the sounds of Wolf and Flower Boy and Igor start to shine. I know this is so early and he'd abandon it for the sounds of Goblin and Bastard, but it really is his first ever indulgence into the sound that we know him for. Untitled 63 Original's name is basically referring to how on Tyler's Vimeo account, when he first put out the song, it was under the name AU79, a reference to gold on the periodic table, although he eventually gave it to the other instrumental on Goblin, AU79. Also, the song is named after gold because the next song on the album is golden. Sounds on Acid was a song that was supposed to be on Orgasm. The track has nothing really to it, nothing's found, no lyrics, no beat, but the beat is theorized to be from that polymono thing a while ago. 2012 Wolf isn't like 2010 Wolf, where there's an entirely new album, but it was basically like some of the demos and was the original version of Wolf. But yeah, they call it Wolf 2012. Also, it was supposed to be the name of Wolf, as it as he said in multiple interviews that he was going to release an album in 2012 called Wolf 2012. Odd Toddlers being refused is referring to how in a lot of Tyler's older work, the label refused to put the song Odd Toddlers on his record. 111 Cab TV Thief is basically referring to an album from 2007 to 2008. The only known track is called Nosebleed, and it's basically like the predecessor to the Dinosaur EP. So this is a weird one. So from what I know, and please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, the Blair Bitch Project was supposed to be an album in 2008 and was lost during the MySpace era, along with millions of others. The project only has a cover, and that's the only confirmed thing about it. I couldn't find anything to do with it, I couldn't find any of the songs, I couldn't find a track list. The only thing I found was a Reddit thread that didn't even say anything about it. So the only thing I found was a confirmed cover. Red Lights was a project that was supposed to be a collab between Salem and Tyler. The project was made but has been lost, and the only song found is the title track, and it's the instrumental. CVH was an album that was said to be released in 2008. It has no title, no cover. The only confirmed song is called Lilo Fuck Stitch. Radio Arcade was a 3-song instrumental EP that Tyler put out under the Ace name in 2007. Yamaka line on Colossus is basically referring to the song Yamaka off the Dinosaur EP, where Tyler says, "I posted as a view on my wall, the mouse slid out, now there's paper cuts on my balls." Questionable line, but anyways, so basically Tyler reuses this line in his song Colossus from Wolf. Blockhead Characters is basically referring to the old channel we were talking about a while ago. That was his old YouTube channel. So it's basically referring to how in the videos on there he would have multiple alter egos, which is kind of weird because, you know, on his music he'd have a bunch of alter egos. Anyways, Bastard single covers is basically referring to the latitude of singles there were around that like Bastard era that got lost in the great MySpace music reset. But there was supposed to be one for VCR, Pigs Fly, Jack and the Beanstalk, and maybe one for Odd Toddlers. These were the only two that we could find. One was for 7 and the other was for Slow It Down. The wolf cover being based on a meme is basically referring to how in the alternative cover, not the one where he's on a bicycle, but the one that was on the CD and stuff, he's basically just, there's one of him just sitting in the bottom left and then there's one of him in like the sky fading out. So this is basically based on Kim's school photo in Napoleon Dynamite. I'll compare the two to show you them. Parent-teacher conference is basically referring to a situation that happened with Tyler at a parent-teacher conference. The whole blog that Tyler posted is available on the internet. Just look up Tyler the Creator parent-teacher conference, but I'll basically summarize it. So during a parent-teacher conference, Tyler's feeling pretty good about himself because he got some good grades, and pretty much when they're about to leave, the teacher says, "Have you heard Tyler's music?" And, you know, knowing Tyler's lyrics around that time, Tyler just shows her the beats and then eventually shows her like some of the lyrics from Stereotype and stuff. Like I say, I encourage reading it, it's pretty funny. So we're not 100% sure what early Tyler drawings is, but we can only think that it's this. This was an early drawing from 2016 of golf, like really early draws for golf. From what I can see, Photo Bucket is referring to this photo of Tyler, potentially Tyler, as 2009 graduation. The photo is very, very grainy and it's graced by the holy Photo Bucket watermark and his eyes are blacked out. So, yeah, you guys can interpret this yourselves. Bastard original cover has 2 meanings. So the first one is basically referring to how there are a bunch of like other photos for Bastard, like these 2 are pretty popular, and the other one is basically referring to the unedited version of like the iconic one, which just kind of feels wrong. It's unknown what the class or the school is, or like the full unedited photo is with like the other kids and stuff, but yeah, basically this is as close as we'll get. The Dead Sams is a thing that was in 2 of Tyler's songs. The first one being Pigs off Wolf, where basically he says, the dead Sams, we're the Sams and we're dead. That part of the song. So basically it's referring to the character Sam and how in his backstory, basically him and other kids would cause trouble under the name Dead Sams. And the other way this could be interpreted as the song Sam is Dead off of the Odd Future tapes. Wolf Original Concert is referring to a 2013 London concert, which would be where Tyler performed all the Wolf songs for the first time. You can find this 2013 performance if you look up 3/30 London Wolf performance on YouTube. It's pretty interesting hearing these songs. Girl 45 was a beat that came in cassette with the Wolf documentary DVD. The Wolf documentary DVD I couldn't find much on. Someone said that there was very few of them. If you guys could please help me out in the comments, that'd be greatly appreciated because everything to do with it has been terminated or taken down. Comrade Creator is basically referring to a beat from 2007 to 2009 that was tried to be used in a bunch of projects but just eventually failed. The sound beat would be deleted from MySpace and is used on a Proper Boys song called Get Tootin'. The beat's pretty ominous and probably was just a throwaway for Tyler. Cool Fat Drunk Bitch, from what I can tell, was an instrumental where that was kind of like lost and has been found in parts. That ends layer 5. Ass Milk Extended is exactly what it sounds like. It's just the song Ass Milk, but it has a more extended intro. The intro isn't much, it's literally just the instrumental a couple of times over without lyrics. Broken Leg is basically referring to how, while in a performance in LA at the House of Blues, Tyler the Creator would jump into the crowd during a stage dive and would break his leg. While in the hospital for this injury, he would work on Nilbog, the aforementioned album. Earl Wolf album is basically referring to how in the aforementioned group Earl Wolf, which consists of Earl Sweatshirt and Tyler the Creator, an album was said to be worked on from 2010 to 2013. The album would eventually be cancelled. The only two songs that are on the track list at the moment is the unconfirmed track Orange Juice and the only confirmed track My Room. Analog 3 is basically referring to the Analog Trio, the first track being the one on Goblin, the second being the one on the Odd Future Tapes Volume 2, and the third one being a 55-second instrumental. The track's on YouTube and is pretty reminiscent of Bimmer. Bastard 2 is an alternative version of the album Bastard. The tracks are pretty similar to the other alternative versions of tracks with extended intros and outros and maybe a verse here and there, a bridge or something. And also the songs from the Wolf Haley SoundCloud account, Dumb Hose and Let's Dance, are also on here. The Cherry Bomb mascot origins is basically referring to the pink guy that's on the album cover and some of the promotional material. It basically comes from a cartoon that Tyler drew to be the Goofelius bubblegum mascot. If I mispronounced that, please tell me in the comments, I'm not American. So it did not get picked up, so we ended up making it the mascot for Cherry Bomb, and that's the guy that we know today. iPod is basically referring to how there was a stolen iPod of Tyler's that was taken from his car. The iPod was stolen and has all of his songs on it. It was eventually sold to an unknown party. While talking to the creator, I found out that a lot of the unreleased songs from 2006 to 2010 were on that iPod, which means a lot of the unleaked songs from the aforementioned unreleased albums are probably on there, but he's not given any of them away. Okay, so out of all the things I've researched up to this point, even the creator of this Iceberg couldn't help me with this one. The Senior Tits tape, God kill me, was apparently an album. Anyways, the only thing I could find is the cover, and this is the cover. Locked Away was another cancelled project, and all I can find is the cover. There was one confirmed song on the track list, and it's a beat called Brit. Have you ever been on the Odd Future Spotify page and seen the Odd Future Tapes 2 and not seen the Odd Future Tapes 1? The Odd Future Tapes 1 was the debut project by the group. The album isn't available on streaming services, but it does contain a couple of the songs we've been talking about. Bastard OG is pretty much just Bastard 2. It's pretty much just the Bastard, demos. Pink Gold Square Pixels was an album that was made under the Polymono moniker. The project has been lost, and the only two tracks known are For the Club and Monster. Dreams in 3D was Tyler's first known project. That's all I know about it. Good Night has the same sample as ADHD, is basically referring to the unreleased song Good Night. This track shares a sample from the track The Nighthawk. ADHD by Kendrick Lamar would later then use this exact same sample on his album Section 80. Bastard CD is basically referring to how there is no physical copy of Bastard. The 2009 mixtape was released as an MP3 file for download. The album has never had any physical copies made on it, although there are so many bootlegged CDs and vinyls and formats for CDs so you can print them yourself. honestly, if you really want one, just go burn a CD and make a copy yourself. It doesn't take that long. 2018 car crash is basically referring to how in 2018, Tyler would crash his Tesla into a parked car. He would leave his details and leave. Luckily, he survived the crash with no major injuries. Okago CA is referring to three things. The song on Cherry Bomb, which is the final track of the album, a very R&B style song. The second being the Discord server. It was the original Discord server and was around the time of Tyler Hub. And the third, this place. There's many places under the name, but this is the most notable. Personal stash was something that Tyler tagged beats with for a bit. He didn't use it that much, it was more of just a throwaway. It wouldn't be as prominent as DJ Stank Daddy. To be honest, he never really had a producer tag. Eargasm/Wolf 2010 tracklist is basically referring to how neither of them are confirmed. The real tracklist isn't really, confirmed. OFWGKTADGAFLLBLSBFBNB is referring to the full name of Odd Future. Odd Future, Wolfgang, Kill Them All Don't Give a Fuck, Little Life, Bacon Boys, Loiter Squad, Butt Fuck Bitch. I'm not gonna say that word. So that is the official full name of Odd Future. Proof of Tyler's dad's death is pretty much a joke, but let's put our tinfoil caps on for the moment. Quick warning, everything I'm going to say in this segment is pretty much all for jokes. So Tyler was born on March 3rd, 1991, making him 31. Tyler's mum is 57 right now. Now 57 minus 31 equals 26. Now then, the incident that would have led to Tyler's birth, if you know what I'm talking about, must have still happened when she was 26. As judging by this tweet that was made on the 15th of March, Tyler was talking about his mum's birthday, meaning there was still a 12-day difference until her birthday for her 27th would come up. Now then, for all we know, Tyler's dad could have been 50 and Tyler's mum could have been 26. But I'm just going to be fair and put a 2-year age gap on each side, meaning that he could have been 24 or 28. Now let's just do that as a safe point. If it could be different, maybe Tyler's dad was 12. Anyways, you get my point. Now, using this graph I found on ages of fathers and mothers, it says that the mother is usually 26 around the 1991 time, and the father is usually 28, which would actually work in our favour. So, seeming that Tyler's mum was 26, we can safely assume that Tyler's dad would have been about 28 to 27. Now then, according to a Tyler interview, Tyler said that his mum had told him that his dad had came back when he was 12. 12 plus 28 equals 40, so he would have still been alive when he was 40. Tyler said that he had never seen him again, but kind of wishes to see him in the future, but is overall happy that he doesn't have a dad. But before that, let's go back to that old number, 28. So now, Tyler was born in 1991, so 28 minus 1991 equals 1963, meaning our theoretical birth year for Tyler's dad would be 1963. Now, Tyler has said on multiple accounts that his dad was Jamaican, even in the song Answer. So now, by looking at the death date of Jamaicans in 1993, we get 65. So now then, like everything else here, this is all like just statistics, and everything I'm talking about is statistic-wise. So now this would mean, statistically, his death date would be 1928. But then again, like I said before, this is all statistics, and in the end of the day, Tyler said that he doesn't like his dad that much, and wouldn't really want him to come back, and once again, maybe later down the line. So, yeah, I think this was more of just a statement on the fact of Tyler's dad. But yeah, statistically, he would be dead in 2028. Yonka's third verse is basically referring to the graphic nature of it, and the last line, actions speak louder than words, so let me try this shit. That very line would also be shared in another one of the songs that we've talked about, Cult Shit. While on the topic of cult shit, something happened pretty recently, but like after I made the Iceberg. Someone made an ace to create a Spotify page. It's probably not Tyler, but let's just see how this plays out. Burgundy Carpet is referring to a line on the Earl Sweatshirt song Couch. Tyler actually made this beat and featured on it, and near the end of the song, Tyler says, "Find girls laying on a burgundy carpet, sharpen my knife, stab 'em." Pretty strange that it had its own entry, but we move on. ADHD was originally intended for Wolf 2010. This is basically... No, I will not. I refuse! That's enough for me. The Brown Stains of Lattifoot was supposed to be the name of the Brown Stains. The way that Tyler came up with it was he just got bored and kept on adding random words onto the Brown Stains over and over again until he got the Brown Stains of Lattifoot part 1 to 5. So the reason why I put Christy and Mary the Creator together is because I literally couldn't find anything on either of them. There's nothing on a guy called Mary or Christy. If you guys could bundle these, or if you knew what these are and bundle them into one comment, I will pin it. Thank you. Honourable Mentions! Here I'll be talking about some of the stuff that didn't make it to the iceberg before we make it to the final layer! We'll be doing it in a top 3 kind of style. Number 3, this iceberg. This iceberg was made by a guy called Pacifist, who is currently in possession of the iPod with all of Tyler's unreleased stuff. The thing about this iceberg is that most of the stuff that is mentioned is utter and complete rubbish. It has Mary the Creator. Can someone explain to me what Mary the Creator? Number 2. I know probably nobody knows this, but if you listen to Odd Toddlers hard enough, you'll know that the main beat is also the same beat as 1B by MF Doom. I know, I'm so smart. And number 1. The songs Alien Workshop and About Me are both fake songs of Tyler's. The vocals are official, but the beats are fake. They must have traded some other songs and taken the vocals and put their own beat on it, or maybe they found the vocals somewhere, but the beat is not official. So I couldn't really find much on 36C, so what I decided to do was ask the creator, and this was what he said.
So basically it started with this very obscure song Drandun made called 36C. It was Drandun Deshay with an Earl Sweatshirt feature at first, but then Tyler really wanted to get on it and that's what kind of started the beef/Drandun leaving Odd Future, and then I guess there's the album release date situation. Then you can see all of the weird ass tweets from Tyler in 2010.
While on the topic of Brendan Deshay, guys, go watch his videos and subscribe to him. He really deserves views, trust me. Bodega is a pretty obscure 2008 project. It has 4 confirmed tracks, 3 of them being beats. Those being 1, 2, 3, 4, Breeze, the title track, and 1 remix of Love Bomb by Nerd. Radicals 2 was supposed to be the sequel to the Radicals mixtape. The only way we know it exists is because of an unleaked song called Still Trippin' that was confirmed to be on it. This project is near the peak of lost obscure Tyler media, but there is one more that is more obscure. The Konama EP is the most obscure of obscure unreleased/cancelled Tyler projects. The project has no cover, no confirmed tracks, and to be honest, nothing confirmed about it. The only way that we know it exists is by Odd Future member Matt Martyans. And just like that, we finished this behemoth of an iceberg. But now, before we end this video, I just want to quickly thank the owners of these 3 icebergs for helping me out and allowing me to use their icebergs to make this mega one. Once again, I want to shout out Brendan Deshay one more time. Just go watch his videos, I'll link him in the description. Trust me, you're gonna want to watch them. And I want to thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. That's honestly insane to me that I reached that high of a number. I thought I might reach 5. And as a thank you, I want to do a a cappella cover of the Radiohead song Pulk for Revolving Doors. Thank you once again. The music I used in this video will be in the description, and without further ado, I present to you my a cappella rendition of Pulk for Revolving Doors by Radiohead.
Stars That you can come back from.